The cavalcade of sports is on the air. Gillette presents the World Series. From Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, we bring you a word picture and play-by-play report of the fourth and thus far most crucial game in the 1944 Baseball Championship Series. Good afternoon, everyone. This is Don Dunphy speaking for Bill Corum and Bill Slater. This is the sixth consecutive year that the Gillette Safety Razor Company has broadcast the World Series. For your further enjoyment throughout the year, it brings you spot broadcasts of other outstanding sports events, such as the Kentucky Derby, All-Star Baseball Game, and Football Bowl games, plus a top-flight boxing show over many of these same stations every Friday night. Well, as you know by now, the St. Louis Browns, managed by Luke Sewell, are in the driver's seat, leading by 2-1. But the men of Billy Southworth, the Cardinals, are out to even things up this afternoon. Today it's going to be left-handed Harry Brackeen, who has won 16 and lost 5 during the regular campaign for the Cardinals, and right-handed Sigmund Jack Jakucki, Jakucki, who had a mark of 13 victories and 9 defeats in the regular campaign in the American League for the Browns. Recapping for a moment the 3 previous games, the Brownies moved out in front on Wednesday, taking the first game by a score of 2-1, with Denny Galehouse the winning pitcher and Mort Cooper of the Cardinals the loser. The second contest found the Cardinals evening things up, also a 1-run victory. The Cardinals 3, the Browns 2, with Sylvester Blix Donnelly coming in relief, and what a relief he was to Billy Southworth, and Bob Muncrief losing for the Browns, though pitching gamely. Yesterday, the Browning hitting asserted itself, and Jack Kramer was supreme on the mound as he struck out 10 of the Redbirds and allowed them no earned runs as the Browns won out 6-2. Kramer, the winning pitcher yesterday, and Ted Wilkes, the loser. We've got the lineups now for this game this afternoon, and we're going to pass them along to you. There may be a final change in the Cardinal lineup, so we give you this with a slight reservation. However, here it is as we have it, and we think it's going to stand up. Danny Litweiler, left field, for the St. Louis Cardinals. Danny Litweiler leading off in the batting order and playing left field. Johnny Hopp, center field. Stanley Musial, right field. Walker Cooper, catching. Ray Sanders, first base. George Whitey Kurowski, 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 third base. Marty Marion, shortstop. Emil Verban, 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 second base. And on the mound, left-handed Harry David Brackeen, Brecchen, Brecchen, Brackeen, the pitcher for the Cardinals, who as the visiting team are going to bat first this afternoon. Both starting pitchers, by the way, Jack Jakucki of the Browns and lefty Harry Brackeen of the Cardinals, are now warming up. The Browns, the home team. Don Gutteridge, 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 second base. Mike Krivich, center field. Gene Moore, right field. Vern Stevens, shortstop. Chet Labs, 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 left field. George McQuinn, first base. Mark Christman, third base. Myron Red Hayworth, catching. And on the mound, Sigmund Jack Jakucki, Jakucki, Jakucki. The umpires at home plate, George Pipgrass of the American League. At first base, John Ziggy Sears of the National League. At second base, Bill McGowan of the American League. And at third base, Tom Dunn of the National League. And now, as is our custom on these cavalcade of sports broadcasts, it's our pleasure to bring into the microphone for a little pregame color, as only he can pass it on to you, our colleague from the New York Journal-American sports staff, Bill Corum. Bill, take it.
Righto, Don. That band down there certainly comes in with take me out to the ball game right on the beat on these broadcasts, doesn't it? Well, a lot of people have been taken out to the ball game or brought themselves out here this afternoon. We're going to have another capacity house, or near capacity, about the same size as the 2 previous days, I think, perhaps a little bigger, in slightly chillier weather. just a little bit nicer, if possible, than it's been in the 2 previous days. And, of course, the Cardinals and the Cardinal section of the stands are going to hope this afternoon that the Browns get a little bit chillier. They've been considerably too hot for the Cardinals up to now. I see that Maestro James Luther Sewell of the Browns, now leading 2-1 in the series, has shifted his batting order again in that interchangeable outfield of his and come up with Chet Labbs. That's because Burkeen is a southpaw. But, you know, Sewell has been doing that all year. He's got an outfield. He just kind of picks them like picking them out of a hat. And somebody asked him down in Washington, Shirley Povitz, the Washington sports writer, was telling me this story. Somebody said to him, said, Luke, he said, do you feel those fellas getting hot on the bench? And Luke says, no. He says, I feel the guys out in the field getting cold. So that's the way he's been picking them with great success, as witness Gene Moore, who used to be, as you probably know, a Cardinal. Played some ball with the Cardinals around 1933, 34, 35. About 35 years old, Moore must be. A little balding, wispy-haired guy with a nice faint smile. But Sewell likes him, and he's going like a house of fire next to the mighty McQuinn, who's hitting .625 and is way off the leading hitter of the series. He's been the best hitter the Browns have had. And for the Cardinals, the leading hitter and also the leading fellow afield so far, in my book, as he usually is Marty Slats Marion. Somebody said that I said on one of these broadcasts that I thought Marion ranked 3rd among shortstops. In fielding, I'm sure I never said any such thing. I did say that I thought Rhodey Wallace had been blanketed by the Flying Dutchman Hans Wagner, but I didn't pick anybody else. But since it's come up, I will. Of the shortstops I've seen, and I've seen a lot of them, Beauty Bancroft, remember how I used to yell behind that pitcher? Beauty! Trav Jackson, the Giants, Arkansas Traveler, a honey. My good friend Joseph Aloysius Cronin of Boston, my pal, a great shortstop. Glenn Wright. Oh, I could run down the list and pick out any number of great shortstops I've seen, but for fielding. Oh, I mustn't forget the lip, DeRocher. Got the ball away faster than almost anybody I ever saw. But this boy, Marion, to me, is the greatest fielding shortstop of all time, or since I've been watching baseball anyhow. Now, I didn't see the Dutchman when he was at his best. He was slowing up and waning, but still a great shortstop, and certainly a far greater hitter and far greater all-round ball player. McGraw used to say, even ahead of Cobb, but that's one of those American National League arguments we won't have to get into, even if this is an American National League series and a honey here in St. Louis. I do want to say a little bit more about the pitchers, though, before I go any further, and I leave it where I put it, that Marion, because he has better balance and more coordination for a big, tall, gangling kid, he just, he made a play out there. I'll go back for a second. He made a play out there at the end of the game yesterday on a hard-hit ball, came up with it and threw the runner out 25 feet. Now, I've seen other shortstops that would have made that play, but they probably would have got the runner by 5 feet, and that's the difference. I don't know why that boy has such marvelous balance, and for a fellow that tall, such wonderful coordination, but he's got it, and that's his edge, and he can go high, and he can go to the side, and he can throw. So, now, coming to Jakuki, he's really an interesting fellow. He's the only fellow on the Browns, the only player on this Brown team that was here when Don Barnes became president of the club. Then he went away. They sent him to Galveston. He didn't think he'd like it down there. It was the second time they dropped him back. So he went out and started pitching for the semi-pros. And he pitched in 2 or 3 of those championship series out in Wichita, as I recall, and then made the hop directly back here. Now, a lot of semi-pro players have come from that series and from other semi-pro games into the major leagues. But this is the only fellow I know that's made the hop direct, right to the big league. And the fellow's a Gatling gun pitcher. He just fires right through there all the time. And the Cardinal hitters, I think, from what I know about them, will like that sort of pitching. They fidget a lot, Musial, and some of these Cardinal boys at bat. And I think they will appreciate whether they can hit him or not. That's not the question. I think they'll appreciate this quick delivery of Jakuki. Burkeen is one of the best fielding pitchers in baseball. They call him the cat, the weasel, or whatever you want, but the boy from Broken Bow is like old fat Freddie Fitzsimmons used to be. He's just as agile as a cat and fields that position out there beautifully. Now, in his off time, when he has off time, Jakuki, who's kicked around, played ball out in the islands, even played in Japan, though I guess he's not very proud of that, but played with those island teams out around Hawaii for a great many years, and they started a movement out there at one time to send him to the majors. And that's when he came up the first time. Now, he... as I was saying, in his off time, if he has any, is a paper hanger and painter. And I suppose in his mind, as I watch him down there now, warming up in the white home uniform of the Brownies, he's hoping that he can hang a little whitewash on these Cardinals. And if he can, well, then this World Series is going to be in desperate states for Southworth and the National Leaguers. But we'll have to see how that turns out as the game goes. And that's all for now, but I'll be back after the game to tell you how things look to me from the press box.
Well, the crowd, and it's a tremendous crowd out here in good old St. Louis this afternoon. An amiable crowd, and I think is going to root a little bit harder than it did in the three previous games, is settling back now, and they just let up a roar when the name of Jack Jakuki was announced as the St. Louis Browns pitcher. As you probably know by now, the Cardinals were the home teams in the first two games, and the Browns are the home team in the following three. And this is the second game in which the Browns are the home team. They were the home team yesterday, which means they're wearing the home white uniforms and occupying the dugout behind third base here at Sportsman's Park. And the Cardinals, the visiting team wearing the traveling gray, are occupying the dugout behind first base. And now, here to come into the microphone for the first time this afternoon and describe the first 4.5 innings of what should be a great ball game is our colleague on these cavalcade of sports broadcasts, Bill Slater. Bill, you're coming in as the Browns are taking the field.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you, Don. The crowd roars, of course, as you can hear in the background, as the Brownies go out on the field. Here they are with Christman at third, Vern Stevens at shortstop, Gutteridge at second, silent George McQuinn at first. In left field this afternoon, Chester Labs. In center field, Mike Krivich, and in right field, Gene Moore. Striding to the mound now is Sigmund Jakuki, and behind the plate is Myron Red Hayward. The national anthem, ladies and gentlemen. Thousands standing raptly at attention as the national anthem is played. And Old Glory floats high from the flagstaff in deep center field. The facilities and services of the Baseball Commissioner, the National and American Leagues of Professional Baseball Clubs, the St. Louis National Baseball Club, and the St. Louis American League Club have been furnished gratuitously to War Relief and Service Fund Incorporated, which is conducting this game. And the Baseball Commissioner, leagues, and clubs are acting as agents for War Relief and Service Fund Incorporated in conducting this game. And now, while the Brownies take their last-minute warm-ups and the first batter for the Cards gets ready to come out, we're going to pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is Mutual.
This is WGN, the voice of the people, Chicago 11.
It's Danny Litweiler, the left fielder, Pennsylvania lad, who's going to lead off for the Cards here in this very, very crucial game. The Browns are 2 up on the Cards, as you know, and this afternoon the Cards will have to win this ball game, or the odds will be running very, very heavily against them and in favor of the pre-series underdog St. Louis Browns. The Brownies have, as you know, come through in their intrepid fashion, and with that great spirit of theirs that has characterized not only their dash to the pennant, but their participation in these series here. Litweiler, a right-handed batter, is standing in there. He's had 1 hit out of 7 times up. Jakuki pitches inside to him. Litweiler leans back, and the game gets underway with the count ball 1 on Danny Litweiler. The right-handed hitter is Litweiler. He was in the ball game yesterday, up 5 times, no hits. Takes the next pitch from Jakuki outside. A curveball breaking down and low. Ball 2, 2-0 the count. Outfield straight away on Litweiler. The pitch a called strike. Litweiler choked up as if to bunt, took it, and it was in there just above the knees. A fastball by Mr. Sig Jakuki. Litweiler swings and misses on the next one. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes as the ball game gets underway and the crowd roars. People still pouring in. Stands absolutely jammed this afternoon. Here's the next pitch, and it's swung on. He strikes Litweiler out. Jack Cookie begins the ball game by striking out the first batter. Standing in now is Johnny Hopp. Hopp is the speedy center fielder. Hopp is batting 143 in the season. He's had 2 hits out of 14 times up. Yesterday he went 1 for 4. Hopp crowds the plate just a trifle. Left-handed hitter. Sig Jack Cookie winds up, pitches quickly, a called strike, a fastball above the knees on the outside corner. Jack Cookie, one of the fastest operating pitchers in the business. Now he stamps that right foot of his on the rubber a little bit. 1 out, nobody on, top of the first inning. 4th game of this great 44 series underway. Hopp, a very sturdy and speedy Nebraskan. Swings, hits it on the ground. It's to the right of Gutteridge. He makes a nice stop on it, but can't control it, and Hopp is on with an infield hit. It's a hit. It was hit sharply to the right of Don Gutteridge, the second baseman. He went to his right, knocked it down, but couldn't get control of it and throw Hopp out, and Hopp is on. Man on first, 1 out. Top of the first inning. Stan Musial, another left-handed hitter. The slugger of the Cards stands in there. Pitch to him, swung on, a long ball hit deep to right field. It's going far out into right field. It's landing on the roof for a home run. The second home run of the series, this one hit by Stan Musial, puts the Cards ahead 2-0. Bing, boom, and fifth right here in the top of the first inning. A tremendous blow it was. Going clear up on the roof of the pavilion in deep right field. Hollingsworth now warming up for the Brownies. Standing in here is the next Card hitter is Walker Cooper. Nobody on, 2 runs in and 1 out. Big Walker has hit .273 in the series. Hits this one. It's a bounder back to the mound. It comes down to Jack Cookie. He throws, and Cooper is out. Cooper going out on a high bounder to the mound. Jack Cookie getting it and tossing him out at first. 2 out. 2 out, 2 runs in. As this game sizzles underway. Coming up to the plate now, long, rangy Ray Sanders. He's hit .333 in the season. 3 hits out of 9 times up and walked 4 times. The pitch to him, a called strike, a fastball on the outside corner. Jack Cookie kicking the dirt around a little bit on the mound out there. Pitches again, Sanders takes a called strike. That was a fastball, just high. Next pitch outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 runs in. Hopp singled, an infield single, and Stan Musial picked out the one he liked and smacked it over the roof. Called strike on Sanders. He strikes him out. So that's all for the Cards in the top of the first inning. Ray Sanders going down on a called 3rd strike. A little bit irritated about it and throws his bat across the ground toward the dugout, which for the Cardinals today is down the first base line. The Brownies, the home team this afternoon, are occupying the dugout down the 3rd base line. And now the Browns have got a job for themselves as the Cards are ahead, making 2 runs on 2 hits, nobody left on, and no Brownie errors in the top of the first inning. And the stands are a constant roar. That was the sharpest demonstration of Cardinal hitting power that we've had so far. Now Harry the Cat Burkeen goes out to the mound. Burkeen's going to be the man that Billy Southworth counts on this afternoon. Burkeen, incidentally, was the man who pitched the game up in Boston that clinched the pennant for the Cards back in September. Oddly enough, opposing him on the mound today is Sigmund Jack Cookie, who pitched that Sunday ball game, the 5-2 victory over the Yankees last Sunday that clinched the flag for the Brownies. So the 2 flag-clinching hurlers are going at it this afternoon, and at the moment, Brackeen is ahead. Brecchen, Harry David Brackeen. He's born in Broken Bow, Oklahoma, and lives in Ada, Oklahoma. So you have a fiery gentleman from the great state of Oklahoma on the mound, left-handing them in for the Cards this afternoon. All right, a roar comes up as Don Gutteridge comes up as the first hitter for the Brownies. Gutteridge bats right-handed. He's had 1 hit in the series, hitting at .083. A Kansas lad, a right-handed hitter. Stands square away in the batter's box. Parks the bat on his shoulder now as Burkeen digs that left foot of his in on the mound and gets ready to work. Here's the wind-up and the pitch to Gutteridge. Outside. Ball 1. 2-0 the score. Cards, a single by Johnny Hopp and a home run by Stan Musial, went ahead in the top of the first inning. Burkeen working again. Here it comes. Gutteridge swings, fouls it off. It lands on the screen behind the catcher. A new ball put in play. 1 ball, 1 strike. It's almost impossible to impart to anyone by the mere use of words the thrill and the suspense and the intense interest that surrounds this great 1944 series here on the banks of the Mississippi. Splendid weather. Every prospect pleasing in St. Louis. Great baseball. All right, Burkeen taking plenty of time. Shoots the 1-1 pitch to Gutteridge, who swings on it, misses it. Strike 2. Little Don Gutteridge, a graduate of Kansas State Teachers College, going overseas to entertain soldiers when the season's over. Married and got 1 little youngster. Burkeen takes plenty of time on the mound. He works slowly. Jakuki works rapidly. The pitch to Gutteridge, up high and inside for ball 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Outfield plays Gutteridge straight away. Burkeen working very carefully. This is a crucial game for both teams, but particularly so for the Cards. The pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out. And so both pitchers strike out the first man to face them. Jakuki struck out Litweiler. And now Burkeen has started things off for the Cardinals by striking out Don Gutteridge. Walking up to the plate now, center fielder Mike Krevich, Krevich. Krevich, a right-handed hitter, batting .154 so far in the series, 2 hits out of 13 times up, one of them a double. Yesterday he went hitless. All right, Burkeen shoots it in. It's outside and low. Ball 1. Krevich is the shortest man on the Brownies squad, an Illinois gentleman. Burkeen studying the signal. Now takes his time. A long wind-up. The pitch swung on. It's going out into left field. Litweiler is charging in on it, and he can't get it. It falls in for a hit. Krevich rounds first, goes back, holding on with a single. And that's an absolute replica of the way the top half of this inning got underway. First man up to the card struck out. The second man singled. That's happened now for the Browns. Gutteridge struck out. Krevich is singled now to left. Man on first, 1 out. Gene Moore, the right fielder, is the next hitter. He bats left-handed, hitting at .333 for the season. 4 hits out of 12 times up. Burkeen looks at first. That's where Krevich is leading off. The pitch to Moore, swung on, fouled off. It goes into the stands up to the left of the catcher. Moore has scored 3 runs in the series. He's scored a run every day for the Brownies. 35-year-old Texan is Gene Moore. Very deservedly moved up to number 3 in the batting order. Started down in number 5 spot when the series began. 1 strike on him. Krevich leading off first, 1 away. Last half the first. Pitch is outside, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. I stood behind Moore down there when he was in batting practice against left-hand pitching today. He was asking the batting practice pitcher, throw me curves. So he was practicing on left-handed curves. Let's see if the practice pays off. The pitch to Moore is swung on. It's a deep one, deep out into right field. Hopp is running for it, makes an amazing catch, and then crashes against the wall. Now he throws the ball back to first. Krevich is sprinting back, and Krevich gets back as Hopp makes a beautiful catch. You'll travel a million miles. You'll never see a better catch than that one. Hopp was off at the crack of the bat. It was a screaming, long fly going deep to right center field. Hopp went back deeply to his left. At the last moment, stuck up his gloved hand. He had the ball in there and then twisted around, crashed into the wall. As soon as he could get off the wall, he threw the ball back to first. Krevich was all the way past second, but Krevich managed to beat it back to first. 2 out and a man on first, and Vern Stevens standing in. Stevens batting an even 100 so far in the season, 1 hit out of 10 times up. He got that hit yesterday. Right-handed batter is Stevens. Takes the first pitch from Burkeen outside. Ball 1. Stevens' father is here from California today. Vernon Decatur Stevens Sr. This is Vernon Decatur Stevens Jr. at the plate. And tomorrow, Vernon Decatur Stevens III, the little 19-month-old son of Vern the batter, is going to be out here at the ballpark. The pitch, a called strike on Stevens. A curveball broke in there beautifully by Harry Burkeen. 1 strike, 1 ball now the count on Vern Stevens. 2 out. The crowd still in a tumult over that great catch by Johnny Hopp. Hopp used all of his artistry and his speed on that one. Burkeen delivers. It's low into the dirt, outside. Ball 2. 2-1, the count on Stevens, who steps out of the batter's box now, rubs up a little dirt on his hands, and gets back in there. Hits from a very wide batting stand, spreads his feet way wide apart. The pitch swung on, fouled off, going into the screen just below us here. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Every pair of eyes in this jam-packed stand watches every movement of every ball that's pitched. And why not? A tremendous, tense series, stirring up interest clear around the civilized world. Burkeen working very, very carefully now on the new ball that's put in play. Has it rubbed up to his satisfaction, looks into Walker Cooper for the signal, has it. Stretches, looks at Krivich leading off first. Pitches to Stevens, who swings on it and foul tips it. Count remains. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The ball just lands in the dirt right by the plate. Plate umpire Georgie Pipgrass picks it up and scientifically inspects it. Turns it around in his hand, looking it over from every angle, as a careful housewife would inspect an orange in a market before purchasing it. All right, Pipgrass says that ball will do. Burkeen gets it back. The 2-2 pitch now is going to be on its way to Stevens in a second. Burkeen stretching. Here it comes. He takes it outside. Ball 3. You could hear the collective holding of the breath by the crowd on that one. It was Burkeen trying for the outside corner. And Stevens, with an eagle eye on that ball, took it. And now it makes a full count, 3-2. With 2 out. Krivich will be moving on this pitch. Here comes the pitch. Krivich is going. Stevens hits it. It's down to the shortstop, Marion. The play is at first. Stevens is out. Short to first. In the last half of the first inning, no runs for the Browns. 1 hit, 1 man left on. No errors by the Cards. The score at the end of the first inning is St. Louis Cardinals 2, St. Louis Browns nothing. Lou Boudreau, manager of the Cleveland Indians, the American League batting champion, and the youngest man ever to pilot a major league team, is here for a word with us. Lou, what is the Indians' favorite razor blade?
Why, the Gillette Blue Blade, of course, Bill.
Now, what's your slant on that, Lou?
Well, that's easy, Bill. You get a lift out of shaving with a Gillette Blue Blade. A smooth shave is mighty refreshing after playing 9 innings in the sun. Sometimes Gillette Blue Blades are hard to get, but they're worth looking for.
Yes, Lou, they are worth looking for. But they last longer than other blades, and you don't have to buy them so often. And the reason Gillette Blue Blades are scarce at times is that a big part of our production goes to men in the service. George Whitey Kurowski comes up to bat first as the second inning starts. Kurowski, a right-handed batter. A very powerful fellow, hitting at .250 for the season, 3 hits out of 12 times up. One of his hits a double. That's right-handed. Sig Jakuki gets ready to pitch to him. He does so. A called strike. Curveball snapping over the outside corner just below the waist. Now Kurowski backs out of the batter's box, rubs up a little dirt, rubs it on his pants, and then grabs hold of his bat. Kurowski wears his cap back fairly far on his head. Jakuki pitches low and outside, a ball. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jakuki working quickly. Kurowski hits it a high fly to center field. Mike Krivich is coming in under it. He's parked under it, waiting for it. He's got it. Kurowski is out on a high fly to center field. 1 out in the top of the second. And now the long gangling gentleman from South Carolina advancing on the plate. Slats Marion. Marion batting at .364 for the season as the leading hitter. .364 for the series, rather, is the leading hitter of the Cards. The pitch to him swung on and missed. The big long man went way around on that. Marion has had 2 singles, 2 doubles, and he's been walked twice. Outside is Jakuki's next delivery, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Jakuki pitches just about as fast as we can talk to you. Wastes no time. Marion swings on the next one. A ground ball to Stevens. Stevens has it. The throw to first in time. Marion is out. Short to first. 2 out. Nobody on. Walking businesslike up to the plate now is Emil Verbin, second baseman who hits right-handed. Verbin hitting at .286 for the series. 2 hits out of 7 times up. Verbin's a good-looking chap. Here's the pitch to him. He attempts to bunt it, fouls it off. Strike one. Bourbon is on his way down to first. Has to turn around, come walking back now. Best laid plans of mice and men gang after Glay. Thought he was going to bunt that one. He was on his way down to first. Bourbon used to play with Tiffin, Ohio, Alexandria, Louisiana, Decatur, Illinois, and Fremont, Ohio. Hits the next ball on the ground, back to Stevens. Stevens to his left has it, throws him out by 3 strides. Bourbon out, short to first. The Cards are retired in order here in the top of the second inning. No runs, no hits, nobody left on, and no errors by the Browns. Speaking of errors, the Cards, who are now taking the field as the Browns come to bat, haven't made an error so far in this series. The Cards, incidentally, made a new Major League fielding record this year with a fielding average of .982. That tops the Cincinnati Reds average of .981, which was the Major League record. They set that, the Reds did, back in 1940. The Cards, in the whole season this year, made only 112 errors, which is the fewest ever made in one season by any Major League club. Now those good fielding Cards go out there. They have their job cut out for them. They built up a 2-run lead in the top of the first inning, and if you weren't tuned in then, this is what happened. Johnny Hopp, the second man up after Litweiler had struck out, hit an infield single. Got on at first. Stan Musial, the big left-handed hitter from Donora, Pennsylvania, stepped in then, picked out the first pitch. It was to his liking. He slapped it far, wide, and handsome onto the roof in deep right field for a home run. And boom, the Cards were ahead 2-0. That's where they stand now, and it's the last half of the second. Chet Labs will be the first hitter. He's back in left field this afternoon. Alan Zarilla was out there yesterday. Labs is a right-handed hitter. So far, Labs hasn't hit in the series. He's been up 8 times. He's got a little boy in a St. Louis Browns uniform, a 4-year-old kid with a big number 1 on his back who comes out here and works out every day before the series game. Now Harry the Cat Burkeen gets ready to pitch to Chester Labs. Here it comes. Labs swings and misses. A curveball that broke away. Strike 1 on Labs. Labs, ironically enough, was the chap who banged out the 2 home runs in the closing game of the American League season. That iced the pennant for the Brownies, but he hasn't hit yet in the series. Labs swings on. It's a long fly to left field. Litweiler is to his left, makes a nice running catch on it. When he gets it, he runs up against the wall, props himself off of it. Just sort of playfully tossed the ball back underhanded to Johnny Hopp. Labs met it flush on the nose, drove it into left field, where Litweiler made a nice catch on it. Silent George McQuinn, the tall reserve Virginian, who plays at first base for the Brownies, steps up there now, hitting left-handed. McQuinn has the best batting average of any man in the series. He's hitting at .625, 5 hits out of 8 times up. A homer, 2 doubles, and he's been walked 4 times. Pitch to him high by Burkeen. Sort of a 3/4 speed delivery that stayed up high. McQuinn stands deep in the batter's box, over pretty close to the catcher. Crowds the plate just a little bit. Here it comes. He swings on it, hits it over Marion's head into left field for a hit. Fielded by Litweiler, tossed back in. McQuinn comes through with hit number 2 off Harry Burkeen. Man on first, 1 away. Third baseman Mark Christman, right-handed hitter, standing in. Christman batting .083 for the series, 1 hit out of 12 times up. That hit was yesterday. He's a St. Louis resident, is Mr. Christman. Swings on this one, hits it back for a hit. It's going into right center field. McQuinn is heading for third. Here comes the throw to third. It's going to be close. McQuinn is safe. Sliding in. Mark Christman came in with his second hit of the series. George McQuinn on the move, made it all the way around to third. He beat Musial's throw, sliding in, and now it's Myron Hayworth coming up. Bud Byerly warming up in the bullpen for the Cardinals. The pitch to Hayworth, low, ball 1. The Cards are ahead 2-0. It's the last of the second. The Brownies have men at first and third with 1 out. The bottom end of the batting order coming up. Red Hayworth, standing in. Hayworth, a right-handed batter. He's had one hit in the series. That was a double. Hitting at 100. Now he gets a little tired of waiting for Burkeen. Backs out of the batter's box. The count on Hayworth, 1-0. Myron Red Hayworth, tall, husky fellow from North Carolina. The pitch to him, swung on and hit down to third base. Kurowski has it to throw at second, one out, the throw on to first. A double play. A double play, 5-4 to 3, and Hayworth broke his bat on the business. So in the last half of the second inning, no runs for the Browns, 2 hits, 1 man left on, and no errors by the Cards. At the end of the second inning, the score is St. Louis Cardinals 2, St. Louis Browns nothing. This broadcast goes direct to American soldiers and sailors in all theaters of war. Because Army regulations forbid use of the sponsor's name on short wave, Gillette makes no mention of its products except at moments like this when the overseas monitor deletes them. So now's a good time to tell you that Gillette Brushless speeds shaving and makes it more refreshing as well. Also, it's greaseless, rinses instantly, and never clogs your razor or gums up the washbowl drain. In short, it's a beard softener that makes shaving so easy that you do a swell job in a hurry with perfect comfort. Wherever you go, you see Gillette Brushless on display. Ask your dealer for a tube. See for yourself what clean, smooth, good-looking shaves you get on the double. Harry the Cat Burkeen, the pitcher, will be the first hitter here in the top of the third inning for the Cards, who are leading 2-0. Gives us a little chance to take another close look at this chap, Jack Cookie. When he was 16 years old, Sigmund enlisted in the Army, and he served 5 years out in Hawaii. He proved to be the standout with the Army teams out there, but he left the Army back in 1931. Stayed on in the islands for a while, playing baseball out there. Took a team, as a matter of fact, over to Japan to play there. Back in 1934, after he had come back to organize baseball, he was released to Galveston. Down there, he was an outfielder, but he decided if he was going to do anything, he'd have to be a pitcher. 35 and 36, he played down the Texas League. 37, he worked out in training camp with the Browns, but he was later sent back to Galveston, so he decided to quit organized baseball. As Bill Corum told you, he played semi-pro ball down there. In addition, he made use of his trade as a paper hanger and a painter in the off-season. 1943, last year, he went to work in the Houston shipyards. Besides his work in the shipyards, he spent considerable of his time with the baseball team representing his company. His work on the mound for that team attracted the Browns management, and here he is back here for another tryout and pitching in the World Series. He's pitching now to Harry Burkeen. Fogs a called strike in on Burkeen, who bats left-handed as he pitches. Burkeen fouls off the next one, falls down in the batter's box after doing so. He was giving it a lusty swing. 2 strikes on Harry the Cat Burkeen. This is Burkeen's first time at bat in the series. Jakuki goes back for the second time in the game to the rosin bag. He's a quick worker on the mound. Pitches. Burkeen strikes out. Went around swinging. Those Cards are up there swinging today. Believe me. Even Harry Burkeen, the pitcher. Now coming up is left fielder Danny Litweiler. Litweiler struck out his first time up in the game. Bats right-handed. Sturdy fella. Swings on this one, hits a hard ground ball to the left of Stevens. Stevens knocks it down but can't control it. And Litweiler is on. We'll see how that's scored in just a second. It's a hit. An infield hit for Danny Litweiler. He hit it hard on the ground. A shortstop less agile than Vern Stevens wouldn't have been able to knock it down. But Stevens did, but he couldn't grab hold of it and throw Litweiler out, and Litweiler is on. With an infield hit to deep shortstop. 1 out. Man at first. Johnny Hopp, who singled in the first inning and scored a run ahead of Musial's homers. Swings on the first one, fouls it off. Now again, Al Hollingsworth is working out in the bullpen for the Brownies. He's a lefty. 1 strike to count on Johnny Hopp. Hippity hop, but not to the barbershop, to the baseball game. Hippity hop, Johnny Hopp. 1 strike. Pitch swung on. 2 strikes. Johnny gave that one the Gazantskaloo, but he couldn't connect. 2 strikes on him. Dan Litweiler, the handsome Pennsylvanian, leading off first. 2-0 the score. The Cards are leading. They're batting now. Hop swings, strikes out. Strikeout number 4 for Sigmund Jakuki. Jakucki, Jakuki. Now with 2 out and a man on first, up comes the big boy who slashed out the homer in the first inning. Stan Musial, left-handed batter. The pitch, swung on. A hard ground ball to Stevens at shortstop. He has to charge it, and he can't pick it up and make the throw. It was a hard one to do. It was a slow bounder back towards second base, and it's a base hit. Scored as a base hit for Musial, his second hit of the day. Both of these hits in this top of the third inning have been of the infield variety. Litweiler moved to second on the play. Musial is at first. 2 are out. And up comes the big catcher, Walker Cooper. And he's a big one. Now the plate umpire, Georgie Pipgrass, keeping an eagle eye on that ball that these pitchers are using, asks Jack Cookie to toss that one in there, and he does. Umpire says it's all right. So Walker Cooper, with his little brother Sam, who is the bat boy of the afternoon for the Cards, coming out to get the rosin bag after Walker gets done with it. Walker is ready to go. Men at first and second. Pitch is fouled off. Started to pull away from it. It nicked his bat and rolled on the ground behind the catcher. 1 strike. Cooper, a big right-handed hitter, grounded out to the pitcher his first time up. He's had 3 hits so far in the series. 2 of them have been doubles. Walker is the best hitting catcher in Major League Baseball this year. Jack Cookie pitches. Cooper swings on it. It's a hit. Going into left field. Litweiler is rounding third. Coming in to score. The throw is to third. Litweiler scores, and the Cards are ahead 3-0. Litweiler scored from second on Walker Cooper's hit into left field. Stan Musial stopping at second. They have 1 run in now, top of the third inning. 2 out, men at first and second. Cards ahead, 3-0. Jack Cookie getting reached now for 5 hits. Ray Sanders up, swings and misses on the first one. Sanders, a left-handed hitter, the tall fellow that plays at first base for the Cardinals. Formerly starred with Columbus, Ohio, and Columbus, Georgia. Sanders struck out first time he faced Jack Cookie. Swings, hits it on the ground. It's deep, too, and it goes through at second. Coming in to score is Musial. The throw to the plate is not in time, and Walker Cooper goes to third. It's an error on Don Gutteridge, the second baseman. A hard-hit ground ball went right between his legs out into right field. And while the ball was being retrieved out there by Gene Moore, Stan Musial came in to score from second with run number 4 for the Cards, and Walker Cooper, running in Cardinal fashion, got all the way around to third. So 2 out. Sanders at first, Cooper at third, and George Whitey Kurowski up there. A right-handed batter is big Kurowski. Jack Cookie stretches. Pitches. Kurowski takes a call strike just above his knees. Had a message today from Whitey's brother, Walter, in the Navy. Says that Whitey's injury to his right arm was not caused by a mine accident, as has been popularly supposed, and as I repeated the other day, but it happened up in Reading. Pitch swung on, hit down the left field line, foul. Foul by about 2 feet. It was a hard-hit ball smacked on the nose by Whitey Kurowski. Cooper is at third, big Walker. Tall Ray Sanders is at first. 2 are out. 2 runs are in. Cards are ahead, 4-0. Jack Cookie feeling the heat of this Cardinal batting power. An indomitable fellow, though. Gets up on the mound there, stretches, gets ready to pitch him in. Here it comes. Kurowski swings on. It's a ground ball to Stevens at shortstop. He scoops it up. The play at first. Kurowski is out, and the side is retired. In the top of the third inning, 2 runs for the Cardinals on 1, 2, 3 hits, 2 men left on, and 1 Brownie error. So the score going into the last half of the third inning is 4-0 in favor of the Cardinals over the Browns. You know, all baseballs hit into the stands today may be kept by fans as souvenirs, and count will be kept on them. The Browns will substitute the same number from their own supply and send them to the Army and Navy camps, which is a little break for the crowd this afternoon. So the ones that are hit up into the stands today will not go to the armed forces. They'll go to the lucky people who catch them. And then a similar number will be sent by the Brownies to the armed forces. So I suppose if the people in the stands knew that, that would pep up the fielding of those balls hit into the stands no end. We move now into the last half of the third inning. Harry Burkeen goes to the mound, gets ready to do some working here. He has a 4-run lead, which is the widest margin of lead that any Card pitcher is held in this series. Widest by far. The games have been low-scoring games. The Brownies won the first one, as you know, 2-1. The Cards grabbed the second one in 11 innings, 3-2, and yesterday the Browns triumphed 6-2. Now, going into the last half of the third inning of this fourth ball game, the Cards are out in front by a score of 4-0. If you weren't in the first inning, the 2 runs there came from Johnny Hop's single, followed by Stan Musial's homer. In this third inning, 3 hits and an error produced 2 more runs for the Cardinals. Jack Cookie himself comes in. I believe it's Jack Cookie. We'll see. No, it's Ellis Clary coming in. Jack Cookie is going out of the game. Clary is batting for him. Clary, a right-handed batter, takes the first pitch. It was inside for a ball. Clary comes from Valdosta down in Georgia. Takes the next pitch outside for ball 2. Clary's a short fellow, 5'8". Started his major league career last year with Washington. Hits right-handed. Pitch to him, a called strike. So Luke Sewell is lifting Sigmund Jack Cookie, putting in Ellis Clary, an infielder and a pinch hitter. Here in the start of the last half of the third, trying to get back those 4 runs by which the Cards lead. Clary swings on it. It's a pop-up out into right field. Musial running for it to his left. Has it, and he takes it for the out. So Clary flies out to right field. 1 out. Don Gutteridge, the leadoff man in the Brownie batting order, steps up. It'll be Al Hollingsworth to come to the mound for the Browns, I believe. He's been the only Brownie pitcher out there warming up. 1 out, nobody on. Gutteridge, who struck out his first time up, a right-handed hitter, steps in. Burkeen pitches one to him, and he slams it into center field for a hit. Gutteridge's second hit of the season, of the series. Fielded out there by Johnny Hop and left-handed back into second base. So Gutteridge comes through, and that is hit number 4. Off Harry Burkeen. Hit the center. Gutteridge at first, 1 out. Mike Krivich, who got a single to left when he first came up in this game. Right-handed batter stands in now. Gutteridge, a very speedy fella, leads off first. The pitch to Krivich gets the outside corner. A nice delivery by Harry the Cat Burkeen. Strike 1. Krivich waving that old bat back and forth. Takes it outside. A ball. Down low. Gutteridge taking a pretty liberal lead off first. He's a speed demon. He stole 20 bases during the regular season for the Browns. Krivich has had 3 hits so far. Now Burkeen bending over, peering in very earnestly for Walker Cooper's signal. Has it. Stretches. Pitches. It's swung on. Fouled off into the ground. Walker Cooper picks it up, throws it back out to Burkeen. 2 strikes. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Man at first. 1 out. Last to third. Cards in front. 4-0. Outfield straight away on Krivich. Infield fairly deep. Pitch low and outside. Infield only mediumly deep on Krivich. They come up a little bit. Double play minded. Gutteridge is at first. All right, Burkeen takes plenty of time. 2-2 is the count on Krivich. Burkeen watching Gutteridge carefully at first. Pitches now to the plate. Krivich swings on it. It's a high, long fly to deep left field. Litweiler is under it, and he's got it. And Gutteridge all the way down to second has to move to get back to first in time. Litweiler took a throw on him. Krivich is out on a fly ball to left. Gutteridge remains at first, 2 away. Gene Moore bats now. Left-handed hitter is little Gene. 35-year-old Texan. Spends his winters on his small ranch near Lancaster down in Texas. He's a neighbor of Dizzy Dean down there. Plays golf and goes hunting with the peerless Diz. Two out, 1 on. Gene Moore, who has been dangerous throughout the whole series up, takes a called strike, a curveball that nicks the outside corner to the left-handed hitter. Moore flied out to center his first time up. He's had 4 hits out of 13 times up in the series. Burkeen working carefully, pitches. Moore takes another called strike. A beautiful delivery by Harry the Cat. Comes in there, just above the knees, between the knees and the waist. Moore has a very odd stance at the plate. Stands with his left foot back and his right foot up almost by the plate, and he stands there and sort of just wiggles his bat a little bit. Then when the ball is pitched, he lifts that front foot forward into the front of the batter's box and leans into it. 2 strikes on him. Swings and strikes out. In the last of the 3rd inning, no runs, 1 hit, 1 man left on for the Brownies, and no errors for the Cards. The score at the end of the 3rd inning is St. Louis Cards 4, St. Louis Browns nothing. Men of the Merchant Marine are doing magnificent work to help speed victory. Their part of the big job will never be forgotten. Today, more men are desperately needed if we are to succeed in keeping our army supplied and our casualties down. So great is the emergency that experienced seamen can get standby pay, full wages the minute they register. Also needed are specialists, radio telegraphers, cooks, and bakers, with or without sea experience. The pay is excellent. And remember, modern Liberty and Victory ships have comfortable bunks, home-style food, libraries, and recreational facilities. Decide now to get in on the Victory Cruise. Wire collect to Merchant Marine, Washington, D.C., giving name, address, and rating, or go to your nearest WSA office, Maritime Union Hall, or U.S. Employment Service Branch. Inning number 4 finds a new pitcher on the mound for the Brownies. It's lefty Albert Hollingsworth, Hollingsworth. For the season, he has won 5 and lost 7. Lives here in St. Louis. He's married and got 3 kids, 2 gals and a boy. Stands 6'1", weighs around 200, 34 years old. This is his 9th year in the majors. He started with the Redlegs back in 1936. The Browns got him from Sacramento, however, after the 41 season. He's one of the best hitting pitchers in baseball. Pitched 93 innings this season, given up 107 hits. Walked 37, struck out 22. Pitched 3 complete games. Standing up to face him now as Hollingsworth begins his mound duties at the top of the 4th inning is Marty Marion. Hollingsworth promptly pitches him a called strike just above the knees. Marion, tall right-handed batter, swings on the next one, fouls it off. Strike 2. Tex Shirley is warming up in the Brownie bullpen now. No activity in the Card bullpen. It's the beginning of the 4th inning. The Cards are out in front, 4-0. Marion, the batter, 2 strikes on him. Outfield straight away on Martin. Swings on this one. It's a bounding ball to Gutteridge at second. Don has it and throws him out by 10 feet. Marion out, second to first. This brings up Emo Verbin. Second baseman, a right-handed hitter is Verbin. Verbin grounded out to Vern Stevens at shortstop his first time up. He's had 2 hits so far in the series. Hollingsworth left-hands it in there. Verbin takes it outside and low for ball 1. Verbin's boyhood baseball idol was Frankie Frisch. And Frisch is here watching Verbin perform today, as Verbin undoubtedly wished he could come and watch Frank perform. Pitch to Verbin is fouled off. Back onto the screen here. A high pop-up. 1 strike. 1 ball, 1 strike. Emo's parents were born in Yugoslavia, but Verbin himself was born in Lincoln, Illinois, where his father was in the grocery business. 1 ball, 1 strike, the count on Verbin. Hollingsworth delivers the ball. That's hit out into center field. Krivich is to his left and takes it for the out. A line drive hit by Verbin, pulled in by Mike Krivich in center field. 2 out. Burkeen scheduled to hit. Little Sammy Cooper, the 16-year-old younger brother of Morton Walker Cooper, taking care of the bats today for the St. Louis Cardinals, was telling me about his brother Jimmy, who's in the Navy, and about his other brother, R.J. Robert, who's in a defense plant down in Tennessee. Very proud of that fine family of 5 brothers. Burkeen up there takes a pitch low and inside for ball 1. Hollingsworth tugging on the peak of his cap. Sturdy-looking fellow, big man. Winds up. Works. Burkeen swings, fouls it into the ground behind the plate. One strike and one ball. The crowd suddenly become very quiet, waiting to see what their Brownies can do against the 4-run lead that the Cards have. The Cards belong to them, too. The pitch inside a bit. Ball 2. Hollingsworth doesn't work with anything like the speed that Sigmund Jakuki used. I don't mean speed on throwing, I mean speed in working. Jakuki just threw one right after the other. Hollingsworth takes his time. He throws in a called strike, a fastball just above the knees. Went zipping into Myron Hayworth's glove down there with a resounding thud you could hear all the way up here in the booth. 2 out, nobody on. Pitch swung on, hit down on the ground to Crispin at third. He makes a nice stop on it and throws him out. Burkeen out on a beautiful play by Mark Crispin, the third baseman. No runs for the Cards in the top of the 4th. No hits, none left on, and no errors by the Brownies. So we move into the last half of the 4th inning now, and the Cards are still ahead of the Brownies by a score of 4-0. The Brownies look very, very determined as they go back to their dugout, and their manager, Luke Sewell, comes walking out of the dugout saying a few words to the men as they pass him, and taking up his post now in the third base coaching box, where, like a great many managers, he does a lot of sod ripping with the cleats of his baseball shoes on that sod that once was down there in the third base coaching box. This third base coaching box is occupied during this series by a couple of very earnest and active coaching box pacers. Luke Sewell, who moves back and forth in that coaching box but plenty, and Billy Southworth, who does it also, but with much quicker and shorter steps than Sewell's. Well, it's a tremendous strain and a lot of responsibility that's placed on these managers here in the World Series. Burkeen, still looking very sharp, is on the mound, completing his warm-up pitches, standing just outside the batter's box. Ready to get going for the Browns is Vern Stevens, the shortstop. Stevens rubs up some dirt on his hands, steps up there. Burkeen pulls something out of his eye, grabs the ball now. Keen's wearing a sort of a gray-colored undershirt under his baseball shirt. Burkeen delivers. Stevens swings on it. It's a popping ball right on the ground in front of the plate. Burkeen throws him out. And that's how he got the name Harry the Cat. He picked that up down in Houston when he could get down off that mound and field those balls around the infield so nimbly. Came down off there like a wildcat, pounced on that ball and threw out Mr. Stevens at first. So that was Harry the Cat in operation. 1 out in the last of the 4th. Chet Labbs, the left fielder, another right-handed hitter, stands in. Flied out to left his first time up. A deep fly it was, too. Let's a 3/4 speed number go by because it's up high. Labbs, pretty sturdy-looking gentleman, standing there. Square away in the batter's box. Outfield placing just a step to the left. Here it comes. He takes it low. Ball 2. 2 balls, no strikes on Chester Labbs. Now Burkeen goes working around with the dirt out there on the mound. Grabs the ball in that left hand of his. Winds up. Left hands it in there. Labbs swings on it. Slaps it for a hit right out into center field. Johnny Hopp is fielding it on about the 5th bounce and throws it back into second. Labbs is on with hit number 5 off Harry Burkeen. Each team now has had 5 hits. But the Cards are ahead by a score of 4-0. George McQuinn, the first baseman, stands in. McQuinn is the leading hitter of the series. He has 6 hits so far. Got a hit his first time up this afternoon. Bats left-handed. 1 out. McQuinn swings on this one. It's right back to the mound. Burkeen has it, throws McQuinn out at first. Labbs goes to second on the play. And there was Harry the Cat again. Harry down off that mound like a flash when McQuinn popped that weak grounder back toward the mound, grabbed the ball on the grass halfway down to first, and whipped him out at first. 2 away. Stevens and McQuinn, both of them have been retired by Burkeen. Labbs is on at second, and Mark Crispin, who got a nice hit to right center field his first time up, stands in now, batting right-handed. Crispin has had 2 hits in the series. Swings on that one, misses it by a big margin. Right-handed batter is Mark. Crispin was called by Sewell the most improved player on his squad this season. He's a pretty darn good third baseman, too. Burkeen stretching, looks at Labs leading off second, pitches. Crispin swings on a curve that broke away and low. He missed that one by some considerable distance. 2 strikes. Now Emil Verbin runs in behind Chet Labs at second, sort of stirs him up a little bit. Outfield straight away on Crispin. 2 out, man at second. 2 strikes on Crispin. Here's the pitch. Crispin takes a call. 3rd strike. He's out. In the last of the 4th, no runs. 1 hit, 1 man left on for the Browns. No errors by the Cardinals, who haven't made an error so far in the series. At the end of the 4th inning, the score is Cardinals 4, Browns nothing. You've heard plenty of men beef about shaving. Also, you've heard Lou Boudreau say this afternoon that shaving is mighty refreshing when you use the Gillette Blue Blade. Suppose we go behind the scenes for a few seconds and see why the Gillette Blue Blade makes such a whale of a difference in how men can feel about shaving. Let me assure you that at shaving headquarters, nothing is overlooked. No facility is lacking to produce blades of unmatched keenness and durability. For instance, heading the various departments are graduates of leading technical institutions, specialists in metallurgy, chemistry, physics, mechanics, even electronics. Add all this up and it's easy to see why you get the most refreshing shaves, the quickest and best looking a man can have with today's Gillette Blue Blade. Inning number 5. The top of the card batting order will stand in with Danny Litweiler leading off. Al Hollingsworth on the mound. Litweiler has had 1 hit out of 2 times up today. He's had 2 hits in the series so far. Bats right-handed. He's the left fielder. Swings and misses. A curveball left-handed in there now by Hollingsworth. A couple of left-handers out there battling it away. Harry Burkeen and Al Hollingsworth. Hollingsworth delivers. Litweiler swings on it. It's a hard grounder down to Stevens at shortstop. He's got it. The throw in time. Litweiler is out, short to first. Speedy Johnny Hopp bats. Left-handed hitter with a big number 12 on his back. So the gentleman from the great Midwestern state of Nebraska stands in there and starts swinging the club. Got a single in the 1st inning, struck out in the 3rd. Hollingsworth left-hands it in there. A called strike, a very fast-breaking curve that came in just above the knees to Hopp. The 3rd baseman, Mark Crispin's playing in close on Hopp. Hopp likes to bunt him down that line, beat him out with that speed of his. There's a slow ball that he swung on and fouled off onto the ground to the left. It was one of those on which Hollingsworth pulled the string, and Hopp went after it as if to murder it. And as so often happens on those, he popped it off harmlessly, a foul ball on the ground to the left of the plate. 2 strikes on Hopp. Hollingsworth winds it up, delivers it. It almost hits Hopp. He twists away quickly. And it's a good thing for his personal comfort at the moment that he's quick. He is quick. Twisted away like a flash on that one. It was in very close. Outfield is cut just a bit to the right on Hopp. Here it comes. Hopp swings on it. It's a high fly to left. Labs running in under it. Sunglasses glistening in the sun. He's got it. Midway out in left field. 2 out in the top of the 5th inning. Nobody on. Musial, who has been one great big batch of poison to the Browns up there at the plate this afternoon. He has slapped out a homer and a single in 2 times up. So the pelting pole from Pennsylvania comes through today. Hollingsworth pitches to him a slow ball. Too low, ball 1. This boy Musial began his career as a pitcher, but he could hit too well for that, so they made him an outfielder. And he's a good one. Here he is in that semi-crouch of his, waiting for the pitch. Here it comes. He takes it inside. Ball 2. Musial goes clear back to the back of the batter's box. Then just before the ball is pitched to him, he's standing just midway away from the plate. He crouches, holds the bat up behind him. Here it comes. He lets it go. Ball 3. Pitch inside. Hollingsworth taking no chances with his power hitter, Stan Musial. Musial finished up the season, you know, batting 2nd in the National League, right behind Dixie Walker of Brooklyn. And he was the most valuable player in the league last year, so voted by the newspaper writers. Now Hollingsworth Boggs in a call strike on him, the automatic number. Musial looks down at third where Billy Southworth, the manager, is coaching to get the signal. The count is 3 balls, 1 strike. Here it comes. He takes it, and Musial is walked. That's the first walk given up by Hollingsworth. First walk given up in the whole ball game. Puts a man on first, brings up Walker Cooper. Big husky fella. Weighs about 210, stands about 6'2". Lives out here in Webster Groves, a beautiful suburb of St. Louis. Born in Atherton, Missouri. Right-handed batter Walker. Had 1 hit out of 2 times up today. Takes a long grip on that big club. Swings and misses. Hollingsworth fed him an inside curve. Cooper went for it in vain. Outfielder straight away on Walker Cooper, and very, very deep, particularly in left. Hollingsworth works overhand. Cooper swings on it. It's a hard ground ball to Stevens at shortstop. The play at second, forcing Musial, retires the side. Walker Cooper hits into a force play. Musial is out at second, shortstop to second baseman. And in the top of the 5th inning for the Cardinals, no runs, no hits, 1 man left on, no errors by the Brownies. And now as we go into the last half of the 5th inning, the score is 4-0 with the Cards out in front. And here to bring you the remainder of this ball game, our colleague out here, the other member of our Cavalcade of Sports trio, Don Dunphy. Don, here she is.
Thank you, Bill Slater. Good afternoon again, everyone. As we move into the last half of the 5th inning, it's 4-0 in favor of the Cardinals. St. Louis Cardinals 4, the St. Louis Browns nothing. I'd like to remind you, listeners, that the facilities and services of the Baseball Commissioner, the National and American Leagues of Professional Baseball Clubs, the St. Louis National Baseball Club, and the St. Louis American League Club have been furnished gratuitously to War Relief and Service Fund Incorporated, which is conducting this game. And the Baseball Commissioner, leagues, and clubs are acting as agents for War Relief and Service Fund Incorporated in conducting this game. Now the last half of the 5th inning, and the Brownies, who are leading in the series 2-1, are trailing in this important 4th game 4-0. The Cardinals, having gotten 2 runs in the 1st inning, 1 hop single, and Musial banged out a home run, and 2 more on a lot of hitting and an error in the 3rd inning. 4-0. Hayworth is up, coming into the last half of the 5th for the Browns. And Harry the Cat Burkeen tosses a fastball down on the inside corner. Strike 1. Hayworth banged into a fast double play in the 2nd inning. Right-hand batter. Burkeen goes into his motion. The pitch, a high foul going up behind third base. Kurowski goes racing over to the boxes but can't get it, but he gave it a try. Goes up on the boxes down the left field line. Kurowski went racing out after it. And that is strike 2. Burkeen has given up 5 hits, struck out 3, and hasn't walked anyone. His control has been superb. 4-0 favor the Cardinals. The Brownies, the home team this afternoon, up in the last half of the 5th inning. Time is called for a moment while Kurowski comes back to his post. Kurowski, Marion, Verben, and Sanders in the Cardinal infield. Litweiler, Hop, and Musial from left to right in the outfield. Walker Cooper catching, and Harry the Cat Burkeen on the mound. The slim left-hander is getting the sign. Here's the pitch. And there's a high foul down the right field line. Ray Sanders is going back, close to the stands, and he takes it. A great catch. That was a wonderful catch by Ray Sanders, though perhaps Red Hayworth doesn't think so. It was a high, twisting foul down the right field line. It came twisting down, and at the last moment, Sanders, running at 3/4 speed, had to stab for it with his gloved hand, and he took it. Here's Al Hollingsworth, Brownie pitcher, making his first appearance at the plate in this game, a left-hand batter. Burkeen goes into his motion. Hollingsworth waits. The pitch. A curve comes over the inside corner. Strike 1. Outfield straight away for Hollingsworth. He's a big fellow. There's the pitch. A ground ball down towards first. Sanders has it, races for the bag, and steps on it. He's out. Hollingsworth out to the first baseman unassisted. 2 out, nobody on. Don Gutteridge, the Brownie leadoff man, coming up. Don struck out in the first inning and banged a single to center in the third. One of the 5 hits given up by Harry Brackeen. Plate umpires George Pipgrass, John Ziggy Sears at first, Bill McGaughan at second, and Tom Dunn at third. 2 out, nobody on. There's the pitch. Swung and missed. Strike 1. Gutteridge went around on a fastball. That came up very, very fast. No balls, 1 strike to count. Manager Luke Sewell coaching at third, Freddie Hoffman at first for the Browns. Brackeen goes into his motion. Here it comes. And it's fouled right back to the screen. Strike 2. No balls, 2 strikes. Last half of the 5th inning. The Cardinals leading 4-0. And the Browns 1 game ahead in the series, 2 games to 1. And another big game tomorrow. 2 strikes on Gutteridge. Brackeen winds up. Left hands it in. Too close. Ball 1. Fastball. Gutteridge pulled back from it. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Gutteridge, a patient waiter, as all good leadoff men are. Just stands there rather nonchalantly. Brackeen goes into his motion. Here it comes. And there's a line drive headed out towards left, down the left field line, a hit. Litweiler takes it on a big hop, whips it into second. Gutteridge goes halfway down and then slips back to first. A hit. A smashing liner down the left field line for Gutteridge, his second hit in 3 tries. Mike Krevich coming up, getting a round of applause. The Brownie crowd is starting to stir. Krevich has 1 hit in 2 tries, a single to left in the first. He flied out to left in the third. 2 out, Gutteridge on. Outside, ball 1, a quick throw to first by Walker Cooper. Gutteridge back safely, a snap throw. The hit by Gutteridge, number 6 off Brackeen. Krevich bats right-handed. They play him deep, a bit to the left. Here's the pitch. A drive back to the box, and Brackeen nails it before it gets through. A line drive and a great play by the Cardinal pitcher. Krevich smashing a liner back to Brackeen, who sat down as he caught it, but he held it. In the 5th inning, Browns, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and no errors by the Cardinals. At the end of 5 innings, the score, St. Louis Cardinals 4, the Browns nothing. Here is Dutch Leonard, famous knuckleballer of the Washington Senators, who set the Detroit Tigers down on the last day of the season. I've heard him say some nice words about Gillette brushless, which I want him to pass along to you fans. It's all yours, Dutch. Go ahead.
Sure enough, Don, and hello, fans. I'll say a good word for Gillette brushless any old time. I sure like the way it tames those whiskers of mine. Why, it's the greatest speed merchant I ever saw when it comes to fixing a guy up for a comfortable shave. Should I say more?
Not much time left, Dutch. But thanks for helping me put the fans wise to the fastest acting, most thoroughgoing brushless in the business. And by the way, Gillette brushless is also grease-free. It can't clog your razor or wash bowl drain. Get a tube at your dealers. Only 25 cents. Here's the first half of the 6th inning, and the Cardinals are still out in front, 4-0, as Ray Sanders comes to bat. Ray struck out in the first inning and got on by an error by Gutteridge in the third. Hollingsworth, a left-hander, delivers. Sanders swings and misses. Strike 1. Hollingsworth going into his motion. A slow ball. Fails to get the corner. It's ball 1. He pulled up, a change of pace ball. Sanders let it go by. 1-1 the count. Sanders has 3 hits and 11 trips to the plate. He swings and bounces 1 foul down the right field line. Strike 2. 1-2 the count. Sanders will be followed by Whitey Kurowski and Marty Marion. There's the pitch. Fouled right back off the umpire's chest protector. The count remains at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Cardinals have 5 hits today, all off Jakuki, who started for the Browns. And unless the Browns tie it up, he will be the losing pitcher. Al Hollingsworth, big fellow, goes into his motion. Here it is. A slow ball driven back over second base for a hit out into center field. Krivich comes in fast and tosses it back in. Sanders gets the first hit off Hollingsworth. A line single to center. That's hit number 6 for the Cardinals, who are showing plenty of batting power this afternoon. Kurowski up. Whitey fly to center in the second inning and was out short to first in the third. Score 4-0, favor the Cardinals in the 6th inning. Here's the pitch. A fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1. Hollingsworth got that up very fast. Hollingsworth getting the sign from Red Hayworth. Tex Shirley, a right-hander, warming up for the Browns. Here's the pitch. A bunt down towards third. Chrisman lets it go foul. No sacrifice. Nothing at all now except a foul strike. The attempted sacrifice bunt by Kurowski was allowed to roll foul by Chrisman. Strike 2 on the batter. Chrisman pounced in there very fast, but his judgment of the play decided that he should let it go. Hollingsworth, cool customer out on the mound, gets the sign from catcher Hayworth. Now goes into a stretch. Sanders on first. None out. Here's the pitch. Swung and missed. He struck him out. Strikeout number 1 for Hollingsworth. 1 out. Marty Marion coming up. Marion has been up twice in this game and failed to connect. Out short to first in the second and second to first in the fourth. Got 4 hits and 13 trips to the plate. Right-hand batter, they play him pretty deep, a bit to the left. Hollingsworth going into his motion, delivers, and there's a line drive headed out into left center field. Labs goes over, can't get it, it bounces over his head into the fence. Sanders is coming around third to score, and Marion is down on second base. The score is 5-0, favor the Cardinals. Marty Marion comes in with a rousing 2-base hit to score Sanders. A line drive out into left center, which bounced off Labb's outstretched glove into the fence and caromed back into his hand, and he tossed it back in. 5-0, favor the Cardinals. Verbanov, he's been up twice without a hit. That's Marion's third double of the series. Here's the pitch. A line drive headed out into center field. Krivich comes in fast, takes it, and tosses back in. Marion stays at second. Verban, connecting solidly, lines out to center to Krivich for the second time in a row. 2 out. Marion on second. 1 run in. The score 5-0. Favor the Cardinals. Burkeen coming up, getting a nice hand. Harry Burkeen struck out in the third inning and was out third to first in the fourth. Hollingsworth stretches, throws, and there's a bouncer back to the mound. Hollingsworth waits for it, throws, he's out. Burkeen out, pitcher to first. The Cardinals add to their lead in the 6th inning. 1 run, 2 hits, 1 left, and no Brown errors. At the end of the first half of the 6th inning, the score, St. Louis Cards 5, the Browns nothing. Hear Bill Corum at his best right after the game ends. Enjoy his keen analysis, his human interest angles, his brilliant highlights. Stay tuned for Bill Corum of the New York Journal-American Sports Staff. Well, time is running out on the Browns now, but they're still very much in this ball game. We've seen them come from behind before in this series against the Cardinals, and then again we've seen the Cardinals come from behind against them. Going into the last half of the 6th inning, St. Louis Cardinals 5, the American League Browns nothing. Gene Moore, Vern Stephens, and Chet Labs will come up for the Browns in the last half of the sixth inning. Moore has been up twice in this game without a hit. He flied to center in the first inning and struck out in the third. Burkeen has given up 6 hits, struck out 3, and hasn't walked any. Ball being tossed around the Cardinal infield. Kurowski at third, Marion at short, Bourbon at second, Sanders at first. Walker Cooper the catcher, Burkeen pitching. Litweiler, Hop, and Musial from left to right in the outfield. Moore steps in. Moore has 4 hits in the series and 14 trips to the plate. Here's the pitch. A left-handed batter. He takes the first one for ball 1, just a little bit high. 1-0. 1 ball, no strikes. Stevens on deck. Moore keeps pumping that bat. Burkeen whips it in. And it's a foul bunt. Moore tried to bunt, running with it, and fouled it back. 1 strike, 1-1. New baseball tossed out by plate umpire George Pipgrass of the American League. Burkeen's ready. 1 ball, 1 strike on the batter, Gene Moore. There's the pitch. Outside. Very fast ball. Outside, though, for ball 2 and strike 1. 2-1. Crowd sitting anxiously on the edge of the seats. Here it comes. He swings and drives a long one deep out into center field. Johnny Hop goes back and takes it over his head for an out. Moore lines deep out into center field with Johnny Hop. Moore was robbed of a hit by Hop in the first inning. Johnny made a circus catch out there. Stevens up. 1 out. Vern has been twice thrown out of first base in this game. Right-hand hitter. Here's the pitch. He swings and misses a low curve. Strike 1. Outfield very deep for Stevens, who led the American League in driving in runs with 109. They're a bit to the left, too, in the outfield. Here it is. Outside, ball 1. Sharp curve, down low. 1-1. Burkeen is very fast and a fast worker. There's the pitch. There's a high pop-up going out into center field. Hop is waiting for it, moves around under it, and takes it. Stephens flies out to center, 2 out, both going out the same way. Chet Labs coming up. Labs flied to left in the second, single to center in the fourth. There's 2 home runs. Last Sunday each, coming with Mike Krivich on base, beat the Yankees and won the pennant for the Browns. 2 out, nobody on. 5-0 in favor of the Cardinals. Last half of the sixth inning. Burkeen winds up, throws, curve inside, ball 1. 1-0. Burkeen comes in to talk to plate umpire Pipgrass. At least he came halfway in. Now he's going back to the rubber. 1 ball, no strikes. Labs up. There's the pitch. A low curve. Ball 2. 2-0. Cardinal infield talking it up. Plenty of ginger out there. Burkeen in his motion. Here it is. Labs swings. There's a line drive headed out to left. Litweiler comes in. Can't get it. Labs is rounding first. He's trying for second. He's going in. He's safe. A line drive headed out into left field. Litweiler tried to make a shoestring catch. Deflected the ball. It got away from him. It's a 2-base hit. And that stirs up the Brown crowd. Labs, a line double. Out into left. His second hit in 3 tries. His second hit in 11 trips to the plate in the series. Hit number 7 off Burkeen, as old reliable George McQuinn comes to bat for the Browns. McQuinn singled to left in the second and was out pitcher to first in the fourth. Here it is. A curve outside, ball 1, 1-0. Two out, Labs on second. Brown's trying to get into the scoring column here, make it a little closer. Here's the pitch. A strike. A curve placed on the outside corner. 1 ball, 1 strike. McQuinn bats left-handed. Tex Shirley warming up in the Browns bullpen. He's a right-hander. Burkeen stretches. Here's the pitch. A curve is low. Ball 2, 2-1. Now for the first time in the series, the crowd claps in unison. And right now it seems to be a predominantly Brown crowd. Listen to that. Two out, man on second. McQuinn up. Here's the pitch. And it's fouled right back on the screen. 2-2. McQuinn met a breaking curve, but not solidly. 2 balls, 2 strikes. 2 out. Labs on second. Outfield deep, a bit to the right for McQuinn. Now Burkeen is taking plenty of time, rubbing up a new ball. He tries the rosin bag. Rubs up the ball again. He's going to grip that the way he wants to. Already, Labs on second, 2 out, McQuinn up with a 2-2 count. Burkeen gets the sign from Big Walker Cooper. This is an important pitch. He stretches. Here it is. He swings and fouls it down at home plate, right down in the dirt. And the situation remains the same. McQuinn fouling it down in the dirt. 2-2. Score is the Cardinals 5, the Browns nothing. The Brownies, however, have a 1-game edge, 2-1. This is the 4th game of the 1944 World Series. Burkeen looks in. All right, he's ready. McQuinn waits. Here's the pitch. It's fouled right back. Another sharp curveball, fouled back on the screen. The count is 2-2. A huge throng out here at Sportsman's Park in St. Louis, and perfect World Series weather. Chet Labs, who doubled with 2 out, is down on second. McQuinn at bat. Burkeen gets the sign again. Labs has a sizable lead off second. Here's the pitch. High, ball 3. A full count now, 3-2. A fastball just over the shoulders. And now Burkeen asks umpire Pipgrass for a new ball, tossing in the old one. He gets it. 3-2 the count. 5-0, favor the Cardinals. The Browns at bat on the last half of the 6th inning. Crowd talking it up. 3-2 the count. Here's the pitch. And it's high. He walked him. Ball 4. That is the first base on balls given up by Burkeen, whose control up to this time has been perfect. Puts 2 Brownies on. Labs on second. McQuinn on first. Mark Chrisman up. Two out, 2 on. Here's the pitch. A curve comes over for a strike, nipping the outside corner. Strike 1. And now there's activity in the Cardinal bullpen. Blix Donnelly, the ace relief hurler, warming up, as Burkeen is in trouble here in the last of the 6th. Here's the pitch. Outside, ball 1, 1-1. Chrisman looking them over. 1 ball, 1 strike. Two out, 2 on. Chrisman crowds the plate a little bit. Right-hand bat of the pitch. A ground ball down to third. Kurowski has it over to second. A force out, ending the inning. Chrisman bangs into a force out. McQuinn out at second, ending the inning. In the sixth inning, the Browns, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and no errors by the Cardinals. At the end of 6 innings, the Cardinals 5, the Browns nothing. Men, Uncle Sam has posted an emergency help wanted sign on the Pacific coast. Skilled and unskilled workers with certificates of availability are needed there immediately in the Navy Yard, supply depots, and air stations. Your home will be reserved and free transportation furnished to get you there. Good jobs are waiting for mechanics, foundrymen, electricians, steel workers, steam fitters, and many others. Wanted also are unskilled men and women. You'll have a hand in maintaining and supplying the ships and planes of our fighting Navy so that they can slug those Japs for keeps. You can stay on after victory, too, and help build up America's peacetime fleet. If you're a physically fit American citizen, not engaged in vital war work, get the facts right now at your nearest U.S. Employment Service office or from your civil service representative. There's a change in catchers now for the St. Louis Browns. Hayworth is out of the ball game, and Frank Mancuso is making his first appearance behind the bat. He came up as a pinch hitter the other day and banged out a single for the Browns. Frank Mancuso behind the bat. Tell you more about him later. Danny Litweiler leading off the 7th inning for the Cardinals. Hollingsworth delivers a slow ball, and it's wrapped on a line out at the center. Krivich comes in, can't get it, it bounds away. Litweiler is trying for 2, the throw into second. He's out. He's out at second trying to make a double. Litweiler drove a line drive into center field. And Krivich, typical of the play of the Browns outfielders today, came tearing in after it. Couldn't make the catch. It rolled away from him. And then the left fielder Labs came over, backing up, whipped a throw into Gutteridge, and Litweiler, sliding in on his stomach, was out at second base. A thrilling World Series play here in St. Louis. A single for Litweiler, and he's out at second. We'll score that 8-7-4. Johnny Hop up, left-hand batter. Down low, ball 1. By the way, that's Litweiler's second hit of the game and 4 trips to the plate. Hop at bat has 1 out of 3. Hollingsworth winds up. Here it comes. And there's a line drive headed out towards left field. Labs comes in, can't get it. It's a single as he tosses it back in. Hop gets his second hit and 4 trips to the plate. A single to left. That's 4 hits off Hollingsworth, 5 off Jakuki, who preceded him, 9 in all for the Cardinals. Musial up. Musial hit a home run, singled, and walked. Drove in 2 runs, scored 2. Left-hand batter. Hop on first. Musial up. There's the pitch. A line drive headed out to left field. Down the line, a hit. It's rolling on the foul line. Hop is going into third base, and Musial into second with a 2-base hit. Stanley Musial gets his 3rd hit of the day. A line double down the left field line. He swung late and poked it over the third baseman's head, over Chrisman's head, for a double. Hop is now on third, Musial on second. That's hit number 10 for the Cardinals. Walker Cooper is being purposely passed. Walker Cooper will be passed to fill the bases. 1 out. They're going to try to set up a double play. Tex Shirley warming up very hard out in the Browns bullpen as Hollingsworth is in trouble now in the 7th inning. The Cardinals are leading 5-0. There's ball 4. Cooper with a base on balls going down to first. That's the second pass given up by Hollingsworth, and Ray Sanders comes up. Ray struck out in the first, got on by Gutteridge's error, scoring a run in the 3rd and single to center in the 6th inning. Sanders didn't score the run in the 3rd, but he scored one as a result of the error. First pitch to him is close, ball 1. Musial was on second when Sanders wrapped that ball, which went through Gutteridge, and Stanley came in. Sanders up, 5-0. Favor the Cards, and it's a full deck. 3 on, 3 Cards on base. He swings and lets the pop up to the infield. An automatic out, the infield fly. Gutteridge is taking it. The runners hold on. Sanders pops out to the second baseman. 2 out. There's Kurowski coming up. Kurowski flied to center in the second. Out short to first in the third and struck out in the sixth inning. Kurowski has 3 hits and 15 trips to the plate in this series. Always dangerous, right-hand batter. Up on third, Musial on second. Walker Cooper on first. 2 out. Very tight, tense situation here. Hollingsworth winds up the pitch. There's a long drive headed out to center field. Krevich is going back to the fence, going back, and he makes it right against the fence for a great catch, ending the inning. Mike Krevich, the never-say-die center fielder of the Browns, went tearing back to the center field fence, took the ball and crashed into the fence as Kurowski flied out with the bases filled. In the Cardinals, the 7th inning, no runs, 3 hits, 3 left, and no Brown errors. At the end of the first half of the 7th, the Cardinals 5, the Browns nothing. Well, there we had an inning where the Cardinals got 2 singles, a double, a base on balls, and failed to score. The fly in the ointment, of course, was that Litweiler who singled was out trying to make a double of it. For an earful of good listening, stay tuned at the end of today's game for Bill Corum's brilliant analysis and colorful highlights. Last half of the 7th inning now. Frank Mancuso coming to bat. He banged out a pinch single in Thursday's game. Frank's a Texan, born in Galveston, lives in Houston. 6 feet tall, 190 pounds, 25 years old. Honorable discharge from the U.S. Army in 1943. He had been a paratrooper. He's up now. Burkeen delivers a called strike coming over the inside corner. Strike 1. Last year, Mancuso in the Army heard the World Series by shortwave. He hits the next pitch, a long fly out into right field. Musial races over and makes the catch close to the foul line. Mancuso flies to Musial in right. 1 out. There probably will be a pinch hitter here for Hollingsworth. We'll schedule a bat next. Tex Shirley, a right-hander, warming up out in the bullpen for the Browns. Milton Burns, an outfielder, a left-hand batter. B-Y-R-N-E-S, Milt Burns, is going to bat for Hollingsworth. Burkeen goes into his motion. There's the pitch. Fastball high, ball 1. Burns is all St. Louis, born and lives here, 28 years old. 1943, his rookie year with the Browns, he hit .280 and fielded .997, an American League record. Pitch fouled right back. Strike 1, 1-1. Last half of the 7th inning, the Cardinals lead 5-0. Outfield plays Burns deep and a bit to the right. Harry Burkeen on the mound for the Cards has given up 7 hits, but he's been very stingy when there were men on base. Gave up 7 hits, struck out 3, walked 1. Here's the pitch. Outside, Burns took it for ball 2, 2-1. Red Hayworth is out of the game now. He suffered a groin injury when Marty Marion's foul ball bounced off the ground and hit him. A strike, a fastball on the outside corner. 2-2. Walker Cooper gives the sign. Burkeen winds up. Here's the pitch. And it's too close. Ball 3. Full count now, 3-2. That last was a curveball that broke in on the batter under the handle of the bat. 3-2. There's the pitch. Outside, he walked him. Base on balls to Burns, the pinch hitter. Trotting down to first. And Don Gutteridge, who seems to have found his batting eye today, comes up. That's the second base on balls given out by Burkeen. That one to Burns. Gutteridge struck out in the first and then banged singles in the 3rd and 5th innings. 5-0, the Cards lead. 1 out in the last of the 7th. Harry stretches. Gutteridge waits. The pitch. Gutteridge drives a ground ball right to Kurowski. A throw to second. Out. Over to first. And the ball gets away from Sanders. But Gutteridge was down the line too far and has to stay at first. He made the turn to the right rather than to the left and could not advance on a throw by Verbin, which went over Sanders' head, so there's no error on the play. Gutteridge banged a hard ground ball to Karowski's left. Karowski made a nice stop, tossed down to second base, retiring Burns on a force out. Verbin's throw went over Sanders' head to the boxes, but Gutteridge is still on first. No error on the play. Mike Krivich up. Mike has 1 out of 3 today, a single. Cards lead 5-0, last of the 7th. The Browns lead in games 2-1. Here's the pitch. A strike, a curveball coming down the middle. Strike 1. Krivich up, 1 out of 3 today. Gene Moore on deck. Burkeen stretches the pitch. He swings, bounces it back to the mound. Burkeen, the cat, has it. Throws him out. Krivich ends the inning, going out, pitcher to first. The Browns in the 7th, no runs, no hits, 1 left, and no Cardinal errors. At the end of the 7th inning, the score, the Cardinals 5, the Browns nothing. As Dutch Leonard put it a while ago, Gillette Brushless is the greatest speed merchant in the shaving league. Now, here's the reason it's speed shaving and makes it so much more comfortable. Gillette Brushless removes moisture-resisting oil from your stubble almost instantly. Thus, your whiskers quickly absorb the water you put on your face before applying the cream. Fans, it works like magic. In 2 shakes of a lamb's tail, every bristle is saturated and softened. Then your Gillette Blue Blade just skims your beard off cleanly and comfortably. When you're through shaving, rub in the cream that remains on your face. Instead of being dried out, taut, and red, your skin will feel soft, smooth, and refreshed. Ask your dealer for Gillette Brushless, the cream that speeds shaving and tones your skin. You pay only $0.25 and get swell shaves. Alvis, Tex Shirley, Shirley, a right-hander, is coming in now to pitch for the St. Louis Browns. Jakuki started. He'll probably be the loser, or he will be the loser unless it's tied up, followed by Hollingsworth. Now it's Shirley, who won 5 and lost 4 during the season. Shirley was born in Birthright, Texas, which is probably why they call him Tex. He won 5 and lost 4 during the campaign. And now he prepares to pitch for the first man up for the Cardinals, Marty Marion. Shirley, a big right-hander, delivers outside for ball 1. Shirley is 6'1", weighs 180 pounds, 26 years old. Marion up, he got a double the last time up, 1 out of 3 today. There's the pitch. A crossfire pitch for a strike. 1-1, 1 ball, 1 strike. Marion twice has bluffed a bunt, but he hasn't yet. Here it is, and it's driven foul down in the dirt, rolling near the Browns dugout. Strike 2, 1-2. Shirley goes into his motion. There's the pitch. Struck him out. Marion went down swinging on a fastball. 1 out. Emil Verbin up. The attendance today, ladies and gentlemen, 35,455. The total receipts, $153,000. $153,678. Verbin up. He's been up 3 times without a hit, although he's been hitting that ball hard. He swings and drives the grounder past Chrisman's glove. Stephens goes back, makes the catch of it, and then throws to first too late. Verbin safe. It's a single. Verbin bounced one high past Chrisman, who deflected it. Stephens went back, picked it up, whipped it to first, not in time. That's a hit for Verbin. Here's Burkeen coming up. Burkeen has been up 3 times without a hit. Left-hand batter. Chrisman, the third baseman, moves in for a bunt. Here's the pitch. He bunts it back to the mound. There's a throw to second. In time, over to first, not in time. A force out at second. Burkeen bunted back to the mound. Shirley making a good play. Whipped a throw down to Stephens. Stephens covered second, threw over to first, but not in time for double play. Burkeen is safe on a force out, and Verbin is retired at second. 2 out. Litweiler up. He's got 2 out of 4 today. Right-hand batter. In case you tuned in late, the Cardinals moved out in front in the first inning when Hop singled and scored on a homer by Musial. 2 more runs in the third and 1 in the sixth. First pitch to Litweiler outside, ball 1. 1-0. 2 out and Burkeen on first. Litweiler bats right-handed. Here's the pitch. Fouled right back. Strike, 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Outfield a shade to the left. The Browns talking it up. Here's the pitch. A low curve. Ball 2. Too low. 2-1. Johnny Hop on deck. Cardinals have made 11 hits today. They really exploded. One of them a mighty home run by Stanley Musial over the right field roof in the first inning. Shirley stretches. Litweiler waits. Here's the pitch. A fastball is low. Ball 3. 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hop on deck. Here's the pitch. And it's outside. Ball 4. He walked him. Litweiler on first. Burkeen on second. And Johnny Hop at bat. Johnny singled and scored a run ahead of Musial in the first inning. Struck out in the third, flied out in the fifth, and singled again in the seventh. A left-hand batter. Stanley Musial on deck. 2 on, 2 out. Shirley delivers. Too close. Ball 1. 1-0. Frank Mancuso is the catcher for the Browns now, replacing Hayworth, who was slightly injured. Frank is the brother of Gus Mancuso of the Giants and looks a lot like him. 1 ball. Johnny Hop at bat. Hippity hop. 2 out. Men on first and second. Shirley delivers. And it's high. Ball 2. 2-0. Manager Billy Southworth coaching at third for the Cards. Mike Gonzalez at first. Here's the pitch. And it's a high foul over near the screen. Mancuso coming back under it. He's got it. Hop ends the inning by fouling out to Mancuso, the catcher. In the Cardinal 8th inning, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left, and no errors by the Browns. At the end of the first half of the 8th inning, the Cardinals 5, the Browns nothing. Listen to Bill Corum when he talks it over at the end of today's game. You'll enjoy his analysis and highlights. Stay tuned for Bill Corum. Last half of the 8th inning. Already now, ball whipped around the infield. 9 Cardinals have been left on so far. 5 in the last 2 innings. Moore up, left-hand batter. The Brown crowd starting to stir things up again. Burkeen getting the sign from Walker Cooper. Left hands it in, and it's fouled right off the umpire's chest protector. Big George Pipgrass wearing that chest protector. Strike 1. They're handy gadgets when those fouls come back. Did you ever notice that the American League umpires wear the chest protector outside the clothing, and the National League umpires wear it inside the jacket? Here's the pitch. It's low, down in the dirt. Ball 1, 1-1. Pipgrass examines the ball, tosses it out, puts a new one in. Burkeen goes into his motion. Here's the pitch. And it's outside, just missing the corner. Ball 2, strike 1. Outfield a bit to the left. Blix Donnelly warming up in the Cardinal bullpen as insurance. Here's the pitch. It's high. Ball 3. 3-1 now. Manager Luke Sewell shouting encouragement from the third base coaching box. Freddie Hoffman doing ditto down at first. Burkeen delivers. And he walked him. Up high. Ball 4. Stevens up. Verne has been up 3 times without a hit today. Moore is on first, and Donnelly is throwing harder in the Cardinal bullpen. Burkeen stretches. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Ball 1. Now the crowd is catching the excitement, talking it up, shouting, yelling. 1-0. Harry stretches. Verne waits. Here's the pitch. He swings and fouls it in the stands back of first base. Strike, 1-1. Hard-hitting long ball Verne Stevens at bat. Led the American League with 109 runs batted in during the late campaign. Playing a powerful game at short in this series. Here's the pitch. And there's a long drive headed out to right field. Musial backs up to the fence. It bounces off the screen. It's a hit. Going into third base is Moore, but Stevens pounces on first for a single. Verne Stevens blasted a long fly off the right field screen. Musial waited for it to come down and ripped a rifle throw into second base. Moore going to third, and Stevens was held on first by Musial's great throw. Men on first and third, nobody out, and here's Chet Labbs, who today flied to left, singled and doubled. Donnelly warming up hard out in the bullpen. Labbs up. Now the crowd's really active. Listen to them. All right, here's the pitch. A line ground ball. Rectus Marion over to second, over to first. A double play. The run scores. Once again, the greatest fielding shortstop in baseball today comes through in the clutch. Labbs smashed a potential base hit to Marion's left. The octopus went tearing over, scooped it up. Flipped a throw over to Verbin for a force out on Stevens. Verbin whirled, pivoted over to first base, and Labbs was out a double play. More scoring, and now it's 5-1. McQuinn up. Outside, ball 1. Nobody on now. Another great fielding play by the great Marty Marion. Saved his pitcher, Harry Burkeen. Turned in a potential hit into a double play. Marion to Verbin to Sanders. Stevens out at second, Labbs out at first. Quick as a flash. 2 out now, nobody on, McQuinn up. 1 ball on him. McQuinn bats left-handed. Harry goes into his motion. Here's the pitch, and there's a ground ball back to short. Marion has it, throws, he's out. McQuinn out, short to first. And the Browns in the 8th inning break into the scoring column. 1 run, 1 hit, none left, and no errors by the Cardinals. At the end of the 8th inning, the score is the Cardinals 5, the Browns 1. This World Series broadcast comes to you with the best wishes of the folks at Shaving Headquarters, who tell you frankly that ordinary water is what takes the argument out of tough whiskers and makes shaving easier. There's the reason Gillette Lather Shaving Cream is such a thorough, fast-acting beard softener, and the favorite among men who want good-looking, comfortable shaves. Gillette Cream absorbs abundant moisture as a sponge does and releases it freely, saturating every bristle. The lather stays damp on your face, keeping the stubble soft while you shave. You get slick, refreshing shaves and save money, too. Gillette Shaving Cream actually produces up to 4 times as much lather as most other brands. Yes, I said 4 times, which is the difference between 2 bits and a whole buck. So ask for Gillette Lather Shaving Cream, a quarter, and save plenty. This is Don Dunphy back at Sportsman's Park, St. Louis. The 9th inning of the 4th game of the World Series of 1944 coming up. The Cardinals leading the Browns 5-1 in all St. Louis series. Stanley Musial, and they haven't gotten him out yet, is coming up for the Cards. A home run in the first, a single and a run scored in the third, a walk in the fifth, and a double in the seventh for Stanley. Shirley throws the curve inside, ball one. Tex Shirley, a right-hander. Third Brown pitcher working. Here it comes. And there's a ground ball going down to Gutteridge. Don has it, the throw. In time, and not by too much time either. Musial was down there like a flash. Musial thrown out. Second to first. Willis Hudlin, a veteran right-hander, is warming up in the Browns bullpen. Walker Cooper up. He's got 1 out of 3 officially. Right-hand hitter, they play him deep and straight away. Here's the pitch. And there's a line drive headed deep out into center field. Krivich is going back, can't get it. It bounces next to the flagpole. Cooper is rounding second. His long legs carrying him around. There he goes into third. He's rounding third. He's coming home. Here's the throw in. He is out. Walker Cooper got the best hit of the series. A line drive over Krivich's head to the flagpole in center field, but he's out, trying for a home run on it. The final peg to get him out was thrown in by Stevens, and Cooper was out, standing up by about 10 feet at home plate. The second out. Sanders up. There's a strike, a fastball on the inside corner. That relay was Krivich to Stevens to Mancuso. 8-6-2. There's a line drive headed out to right field. Moore goes over and takes it. Sanders lines out to right. The Cardinals in the ninth inning. No runs, 1 hit, none left, no Brown errors. As we go into the last half of the ninth inning, it's the Cardinals 5, the Browns 1. And manager Billy Southworth, as he comes in, motions out to the Cardinal bullpen to Sylvester Blix Conley to keep ready. Stay tuned, fans, for Bill Corum and his colorful highlights of today's game right after the contest. The Browns in the do-or-die ninth inning will bring up Mark Chrisman, Frank Mancuso, and probably a pinch hitter for Tex Shirley. Harry Brackeen, working for the Cardinals, has given up 1 run, 8 hits, struck out 3 and walked 3. Chrisman, who was going to lead off the ninth inning for the Browns, single in the second, struck out in the fourth, and banged into a force play to end the sixth inning. The series stands 2 games for the Browns, 1 for the Cardinals. The Browns won 2-1 on Wednesday. The Cardinals 3-2 on Thursday. The Browns 6-2 yesterday. And now the Cardinals are aiming to even it up. They lead 5-1 in the last half of the ninth inning. But those Browns are still very much in the contest. Only a great play by Marty Marion saved the Cardinals last inning. That has saved them from a little trouble anyway. Chrisman up. Brackeen, a left-hander, getting the sign from Walker Cooper. Harry the Cat goes into his motion. The pitch, a strike, a fastball on the inside corner. Strike 1. Donnelly is keeping loose out in the Cardinal bullpen. There's the pitch. Swung and missed, a slow curve. Chrisman went around on it. Strike 2. Here it is. Strike 3, a curveball on the outside corner. Chrisman called out on strikes. Strikeout number 4 for Brackeen. Up now is Frank Mancuso. Frank flied to right in the 7th inning. He's been up twice in the series as a pinch hit single. 1 out of 2 for him. Right-hand batter. The pitch. And there's a line drive headed out to left field. It's a hit. Litweiler goes over, takes it on a big hop, tosses it back in. A single for Mancuso. 2 out of 3 in the series for him. He's hitting .666 now. Turner is coming up to bat. Tom Turner. Born in Custer, Oklahoma. Now lives in Peoria, Arizona. Scotch-Irish lad. He's just a half inch over 6 feet tall, weighs 205 pounds, is 28 years old. The Browns got him from the White Sox in July of this year. His 5th year in the majors. 1 out, 1 on. Turner up. Here's the pitch. A strike, a fastball on the outside corner. Strike 1. Ray Sanders keeping Mancuso pretty close to first. 1 out, 1 on. 1 strike on the batter. Rakeen throws. And there's a fly ball going out into center field. Hop is coming in very fast. Shields his eyes and takes it. Mancuso stays on first. Turner, pinch hitter, flies out to center. 2 out. Now the hopes of the Browns rest with Don Gutteridge, who today has 2 hits and 4 trips to the plate. 3 hits in all in the series. The Browns are fighting it out to the very last. Gutteridge up, Krivich on deck. They've come from behind with 2 out before. But that Burkeen out there is pretty stout-hearted for the Cardinals. He's going to pitch till that arm falls off if he has to. Harry stretches. Here's the pitch. It's low. Ball 1. 1-0. Mancuso on first. 2 out. And the Cardinals leading the Browns 5-1. There it is. Outside. Ball 2. 2-0. 2 balls, no strikes. Donnelly is still warming up rather leisurely out in the Cardinal bullpen. There's the pitch. Outside. Ball 3. And that stirs up the crowd again. 3-0 on Gutteridge. Mancuso on first. The Browns have used 3 catchers today. Their full allotment of them. 2 behind the bat, 1 is a pinch hitter. Now it's 3-0 on Gutteridge. Here it is. A strike, a fastball on the outside corner. 3 balls, 1 strike. And now Gutteridge looks down at manager Luke Sewell, coaching at third for a hit or take sign. 3-1 the count. Mancuso on first. Here's the pitch. Low, he walked him. Ball 4. Gutteridge goes to first. Mancuso goes to second. And that leaves it up to Mike Krivich. Krivich singled the first time up in the first inning, and then was out the next 3 times. Slide to left, line to the first baseman, and was out, pitcher to first. Already. Keane, with 2 on and 2 out, gets ready to work on Krivich, or vice versa. Krivich bats righty, outfield a bit to the left. Here's the pitch, and there's a drive going down to the second baseman. Verban has it, a 4th out at second. The ball game is over. The Cardinals win 5-1, and the series is all even at 2 games apiece. Krivich smacked a hard grounder, which bounced once, then into Verban's glove, and it's a 4th out at second. Verban to Marion, ending the ball game. In the 9th inning, Browns, no runs, 1 hit, 1 left, and no Cardinal errors. The final score is the St. Louis Cardinals 5, the St. Louis Browns 1. And now the series is all even at 2 games apiece. If the Browns win, the Cardinals win. The Browns win, the Cardinals win, and there's another big game tomorrow. You'll have Bill Corum's highlights of today's game in just 1 minute. He's on his way from the press box right now. Before Bill takes over, I want to back up our statement that no other blade, not one, is as sharp, easy-shaving, or long-lasting as today's Gillette Blue Blade. Unlike ordinary blades, Gillette Blue Blades are produced in a great 8-story precision plant that covers 2 full city blocks. There you'd see the amazing machines and scientific instruments Gillette engineers have built exclusively for the manufacture and testing of Gillette Blue Blades. Huge electric furnaces in which the steel is tempered to glass-cutting hardness. Great finishing machines that grind, hone, and strop the steel in one continuous operation, producing edges so keen that their sharpness can be measured only by a beam of light. That's just the start of the story. But in view of the facts, I feel sure you'll agree that without comparable technical knowledge, specialized facilities, and skilled workmanship, it is impossible to produce a razor blade as sharp, as easy-shaving, as long-lasting as today's vastly superior Gillette Blue Blade. Well, that's the ball game. The Cardinals 5, the Browns 1, and here in his inimitable style to sort of round it up for you is our colleague on these Cavalcade of Sports broadcasts, Bill Corum. Bill?
Thank you, Don, and the boy from Broken Bow, Oklahoma, kind of shot the Brownies dead here today. Before the biggest crowd that the series has seen to date, 35,455 persons paying $153,678, Harry Brackeen, the Weasel as the boys call him, took the Browns in hand, and for the first time since Morton Cooper did it last year against the Yankees, a Cardinal pitcher went the full distance as the Cardinals evened up the series. 5 runs, 12 hits, and no errors. Still no errors. Have made an error in 4 games in the series. And for the Browns, 1 run, 9 hits, and 1 error. The Browns used 3 pitchers, starting with Jack Chikuki, who gave way to a pinch hitter in the 3rd inning. The veteran Al Hollingsworth, a local boy who's been all over the baseball map, came in and pitched very good ball, and he finally was relieved by Tex Shirley. And Tex Shirley is a young man who's got a lot of stuff, and he got a good fastball, but his control today wasn't exactly perfect. He was born, by the way, in a town called Birthright, Texas, and I guess he wouldn't sell that for any mess of pottage anyhow. Well, getting back to the hero of the game from a pitching standpoint, the Weasel, Brackeen, he comes out to Sportsman's Park here in an old Model T, and who do you think his chauffeur would be? Well, of course, you'd guess it was John Leonard Pepper Martin, no other, the old racing driver himself. And tonight the 2 boys will ride home in state. You can bet the 2 Oklahomans will go dashing back in that car as fast as it will run and have a big time on the way home. This kid pitched great ball here today. Wonderful ball. He got a defeat last year. I'm pretty sure my memory's right. He didn't start. This is the first World Series game he ever started. He started, he finished, he won it. But last year he was charged with a defeat when he came in to relieve Max Lanier, and I guess that was the 4th game of the series. I'm pretty sure that's correct. He was very close today, Brackeen was, to scoring a shutout. Ernie White pitched the last Cardinal shutout against the Yankees in 42, and the last shutout that's been chucked in the World Series was done here in the last game last year by Chandler of the Yankees. But this kid was mighty close. The Browns finally broke through for their run, and as I say, they got 9 hits off of him, but he never was in much danger after Musial smashed a home run onto the right field pavilion roof to set the Cardinals off with a 2-run advantage, stealing the Browns' thunder of the 1-2 punch, a single and a home run, and after that, Brackeen was the kingpin of the ball game. Musial might have had a perfect day at bat, and did have a perfect day at bat until his last time up, hitting a homer, a double, and a single, and getting a base on balls in his first 4 trips to the plate, and that's pretty nice hitting. And Walker Cooper was hitting hard for the Cardinals. They were hitting much harder today as at any time in the series as their totals of 12 hits show. They were meeting the ball and hitting all these Brown pitchers pretty good, except the left-handed Hollingsworth, who held them in check fairly well. Marion was hitting well and fielding beautifully, and that reminds me, I was a little embarrassed up here when I started this thing off this afternoon, talking about great shortstops, just picking them out of the air, as it were, and I turned around, and who should be standing behind me but the great shortstop and manager of the Cleveland Indians, Lou Boudreau. And I was a pretty embarrassed fellow, but I really think of Boudreau, although he is a good fielding shortstop, a dandy, I think of him more as a hitter. He led the American League this year. As you know, Wakefield had the best percentage, the better percentage, but the official verdict is that the leading hitter of the American League was Lou Boudreau, the manager of the Indians, and I just wanted to say he's a good shortstop, too. And I was talking purely about fielders, and Marion again proved today, pulling Burkeen out of one hole with a beautiful double play when it looked like the Browns were going to threaten and might put on a real rally in the 8th inning. So now we come back, I am almost certain, to the original pitchers tomorrow's big Sunday game. We come back here with Mort Cooper for the Cardinals. That's a positive sense. You can bet, barring some untoward incident, that Cooper will start tomorrow's game for the Cards, and I imagine it'll be Denny Galehouse for the Browns, though there is a possibility that Sewell might try to come in there with Potter, who didn't pitch such a long time the other day in his starting game, and might be in, and would be, I think, in perfectly good shape to start if Luke decided to do that. Now, this was a overall good ball game with, as I told you, the biggest crowd of the series so far here, 35,455. Played again in perfect weather, and clean and fair and no wrangling, and okay in every way. And so, fans, tomorrow, the St. Louis Browns and the St. Louis Cardinals go into the 5th game of this colorful series at 2:45 p.m. Eastern War Time. We'll be on the air to give you the story play-by-play as it happens. Until then, this is Bill Corum saying smooth sailing, smooth shaving, and good afternoon from your host, the Gillette Safety Razor Company, Don Dunphy, and Bill Slater. This is Mutual.
This is WGN, the voice of the people, Chicago 11.